What's up, guys? Andrew Sarar here. And last week, I had the fun opportunity of going out to Lake Oroville for a little family day of fun on the water. But we also had the opportunity to pre fish for my dad's tournament the week after. And the goal was simple: go out and find a couple bites for him to go back to. And it ended up working out. He got fifth place in the tournament, big fish of the tournament. But we'll get to that later. So we started out on a main lake point with an island top. Really wasn't much going on there. We gave it a shot with a crankbait. We gave it a shot with some plastics, drop shots, jigs. Nothing was really happening over there. So we made a bit of a run. We decided to go up the river, up to a bridge that I know about. And it worked out really well instantly. I got up there, first cast past the bridge, got one on a crankbait on a Norman DD22, good 2.5 pounder. So it was honestly a really good start. Of course, though, I didn't have my camera on, because whoever has their camera on for the first fish of the day. But anyways, we went ahead and kept going. I decided to turn on the camera this time and throw a drop shot off of this steep rocky point, and it didn't take long after it hit the bottom to absolutely get chewed. Let me tell you something about these spotties, okay? These spotties put up a fight. It doesn't matter if they're a pound or if they're 4 pounds. They put up a freaking fight. And I was still waking up. I didn't feel like swinging this guy. And he didn't feel like going in the net. But we finally figured it out. And that's a second solid fish for the day. So while I'm working on getting this fish out, we decided to keep moving up this stretch, and I ended up pulling out a football jig. I knew I could catch them all day long on a drop shot. I wanted to find something else for my dad to get to. And as I say that, he ended up getting hooked up on the drop shot. So I was letting him reel in that fish. I was waiting for this jig to hit the bottom out there in the middle of a creek. And as I watched him try and get this fish in, I got slammed. Boom! Another good fight. My dad was like, hey, do you want the net for that? Of course not. I got 20-pound Sunline FC sniper. I can just swing him. Ended up swinging that fish in. Another solid fish in the boat. That is number 3. And then I got bored, so I pulled out the drop shot. And I don't really need to say anything more. The drop shot gets bit. Not a very big one, but still another solid fish. Decided to pull out the crankbait some more, see if I could get some more reaction fish. And it didn't take long off of that point. Just a couple cranks, and he loaded up on it. Norman DD22, sexy shad. I mean, you can't get much better than that, especially when you're catching a fat largemouth like that. Then we decided to move to this cove. Now this cove was the juice. Pulled out that DD22, got hooked in a rock, and then this one wasn't a rock.
Oh my god, that's a fish. That's a fish. I need net.
All right, you know if I'm asking for a net, well, I'm probably exaggerating. But in all seriousness, it was a pretty solid one. Those Norman hooks were super sticky, thankfully. Got a solid spotty in the boat. That guy went 3 pounds, kept going back into this cove, kept cranking the crankbait, and even out in the middle here close to the boat, it didn't matter. They were all over. Definitely thought that was a tree I got in, but that tree started to fight back. And nah, I don't need a net. I'm going to just clunk them on the side of my boat really quick. But I got them in. And I know what you're thinking. Why are you showing this montage of you, getting the hook out of the fish? Well, because this clip is not over yet. I pulled the crankbait back up and said, wow, this is a great place for you to start, Dad. There's a couple fish in here. I think this is where you should start in your tournament. And then absolutely slammered. Ignore the blood on my finger. I got stabbed by a fish earlier, and you know what? It doesn't matter. Again, how sticky are these Norman hooks? That guy's jumping all over the place. He's trying to get me twisted in my motor. Those hooks stayed good. That was a huge key to fishing on this day, for sure. I even decided to go back into the cove and make a quick loop and start throwing a jig. I was like, will they bite anything? Of course they will. Little half-ounce brown jig is just a go-to staple for these spotties. And it was at this point I said, you know what? I think we should leave this cove. And that was about it. We caught a few fish, got on some good bites for my dad, and he ended up getting 5th place with a big fish of 3.6 pounds. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you did enjoy this content, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.